Clara Bow is one of the most poignant songs on the Torture Poets department, and its function as the album closer is arguably what makes it most important. When crafting an album, there are key track placements that you want to pay attention to, and Taylor Swift has a few extra ones that she throws in. The album opener, the title track, the placement of your singles, her track fives, and the album closer. Done correctly, by the time the listener finishes your album, they should walk away with a sense for the overarching theme of your album. Clara Bow functions much better as the album closer, much better than songs like The Alchemy, for example. Alchemy ends with a much happier note for Taylor Swift personally. Clara Bow ends with a much more poignant universal message. For those of you who don't know, Clara Bow is the original It Girl. In fact, we get that term from a movie called It that she was in the 1920s. And nowadays, the term has grown to describe women in entertainment, to describe their level of fame and beauty. Basically, they are the woman in entertainment that everyone's talking about. Clara Bow is seen as a symbol of the roaring 20s. She got started at a very young age and was popular through Prohibition. She's one of the very few stars that made a successful transition from silent films to sound films. Nowadays, when we talk about who is the it pop girl, that legacy started with Clara Bow, even though she wasn't a pop girl. Clara Bow had a very hard life and eventually became very reclusive. She was diagnosed with schizophrenia, people talked about her personal life and tried to control it, so much so that she even ripped up contracts in front of directors. Summarizing for this video, but I think you get the point. Stevie Nicks, another person named in the song Clara Bow. Those of you who may not be aware, she was one of the lead singers and songwriters for Fleetwood Mac, and she's another it girl that people constantly talked about her personal life because she was linked romantically to some of her bandmates. Picked her apart, and in spite of it all, she has had a massively successful career. Clara Bow did not die until the 1960s. Stevie Nicks was born in the late 1940s, meaning yes, she was alive at the same time as Clara Bow. And that is important for this song. Song Clara Bow is a series of quotations. These quote marks are very important because they dictate who is speaking, as Taylor sings from different perspectives, with the first part being told from the position of an entertainment exec. You look like Clara Bow in this light. Remarkable. All your life, did you know you'd be picked like a rose? You know right away that this song is starting off right after the height of Clara Bow's popularity. Metaphorically, of course. Because then Taylor flips the perspective to the girl on the opposite side of the desk saying, I'm not trying to exaggerate, but I think I might die if it happened to me. No one in my small town thought I'd see the lights of Manhattan. She's young, she's excited, and she's ready to see her dreams come true. So then it flips back to the executive saying, this town is fake, but you're the real thing. A breath of fresh air through smoke rings. Take the glory, give everything, promise to be dazzling. The entertainment executive is basically saying, you're the next big thing. Breath of fresh air through smoke rings is a dig at Clara Bow trying to build this little girl up. She was smoke rings, you know, she was not that great, but you're a breath of fresh air. Take the glory, give everything basically means soak it in, but you have to give everything about yourself. Promise to be dazzling is actually a warning to the girl. The executive is basically telling this new girl that you need to behave a certain way, otherwise you will lose it all. You need to give everything with a smile. It's not a happy lyric. The song then moves on to, you look like Stevie Nicks in 75, the hair and lips, crowd goes wild at her fingertips, half moonshine, a full eclipse. And then we have the girl saying, I'm not trying to exaggerate, but I think I might die if I made it. She's repeating the same thing. This establishes the cycle of time. In the context of the song, we can infer that Stevie Nicks was the little girl who was told she was the next Clara Bow, which works timeline-wise because, like I said, they were alive at the same time, even if it was only for a little while. Now, it's further in the story where somebody is being told, you're the next Stevie Nicks. You've got the hair and lips just like her, but you're better. Half moonshine, a full eclipse could theoretically mean that the executive character in this story is telling the new Stevie Nicks that they've got all the shine she had, but you're about to surpass her. You're better than her. She listens to it because her dreams are coming true. It's basically perpetuating the cycle that women always need to be compared to someone who came before them in order to succeed and outgrow them. Because then the executive goes on to essentially say, the crown is stained, but you're the real queen. Fresh in blood among war machines. You're the new god we're worshiping. Promise to be dazzling. Crown is stained, but you're the real queen is a slam on Stevie Nicks, but you're better than her. You're the new god we're worshiping. Everyone loves you, and you're so much better than her. Then Taylor removes the quotations and tells her universal truth. Found in the bridge of this song, beauty is a beast that roars, down on all fours, demanding more. Only when your girlish glow flickers just so do they let you know it's hell on earth to be heavenly, them's the breaks, they don't come gently. She's speaking very generally here, saying that if you're deemed beautiful and the next it girl, you don't know the amount of demands that you're going to have. Because only when your girlish glow flickers just so, meaning you have to fit inside a box that the public deems necessary or you're gonna lose it. She's not threatening the cycle of girls like the executives are. She's warning them. Beauty is a beast that roars down on all fours demanding more is a metaphor for the struggles of being in the entertainment industry for women specifically. It's a warning letting them know that it doesn't matter what you go through personally, people are still gonna want something from you. It's hell on earth to be heavenly, them's the breaks, they don't come gently, is basically saying that that's the price of fame. Because if you even so much as give some sort of glimpse into being quote unquote ungrateful for the level of fame and success that you have, people will eat you alive for it. She's saying that yes, you can recognize that you're in a place of privilege that you chose to pursue and got lucky with. However, it shouldn't come with the amount of costs that it comes with. But it always will, because people don't change. And her point is proven because you have people who will listen to the song and completely not understand it. This album is entirely about Taylor Swift and her deepest internal struggles over the last few years. There are people who will listen to this record and think that she should have done XYZ. That would be the demanding more. Because it doesn't matter what you're going through internally, even when she bears her soul on this entire record, love it or hate it. It's commentary that people could choose to break the cycle and not do this to women repeatedly throughout history, but they never will. And with that understanding that they never will change, comes a deep sadness. I mean, why do women pop girls always need to show their growth, but nobody says that about men and their albums? Women, unfortunately, because of the way this entertainment industry is built, will always be held to an unrealistic higher standard than men will. And that's what she's saying in this bridge. It is a warning to future generations, which is why the twist comes at the end when she names herself, "You look like Taylor Swift in this light, we're loving it. You've got edge she never did, the future's bright, dazzling." Come on, be real. Everyone knows that Taylor Swift right now is the it girl. She's the one that everyone talks about. It's not a secret. But she also knows that she's getting older too. She got started in this industry at a young age, and because she grew up in country music, she was originally called the next Stevie Nicks because of her songwriting, which makes it all the more appropriate that Stevie Nicks handwrote a poem for the beginning of this album in the physical vinyls and CDs. She's saying that somebody eventually will come to take her place because the entertainment industry loves to tear down women in order to build someone else up. Just a few years ago, people were saying that Olivia Rodrigo was the next Taylor Swift. I'm not saying that this song is directed towards Olivia Rodrigo, and honestly, you shouldn't either, because the end of the song is supposed to be generalized for a reason. It's open-ended. The whole point of the song is the perpetual cycle of building women up and tearing them down, which is exactly why this song is the album closer, ignoring the anthology section. Taylor is very much aware that no matter what she goes through in life, there is a section of people out there who will not care. She is an entertainer, and her job is to entertain at all costs to them. And that cycle and mentality is what Clara Bow is about, because they started by doing it to Clara Bow. And that is also exactly why the Spotify canvas is her taking the Forget Him pills. The asylum referenced in the album and the music video for Fortnight is a metaphor for the music industry, saying that at all costs, you will perform. It does not matter what you're going through. Clara Bow, the song, is a lament. The fact that she name drops herself at the end makes it all the more poignant, because the timeline in this song covers just about a century, which communicates the universal truth that in 100 years, nothing has changed. People still treat women worse than they do men. The entertainment industry trains women to compare themselves at a very young age. And she's in an asylum because Clara Bow was originally deemed crazy for protecting her personal life. So she's telling women that you might as well tell your story anyway, because no matter what, people are going to have their words to say, which is exactly the largest message of the album. This album pulls you into some of the darkest moments in Taylor's personal life, trying to recover from being in love with someone, while also trying to maintain a job that she absolutely loves and adores. But trying to balance the two can make you a little crazy sometimes. The song is a thesis statement to the album about remembering to humanize people in the entertainment industry, especially women. which is the largest message of the album overall, and exactly why Clara Bow is the perfect album closer to the Tortured Poets Department.